Why didn't Voldemort create new Horcruxes? This question haunts fans. He craved immortality, tore his soul apart, and built the perfect defense system. But when his Horcruxes started getting destroyed, why didn't he make new ones? He had the opportunity. Or did he? Creating a Horcrux isn't just a spell. It requires murder and a complex ritual. Perhaps it demanded specific conditions, rare knowledge. Voldemort had little time left. He couldn't just create a new Horcrux whenever he wanted. Overconfidence played a role as well. Voldemort saw himself as invincible. Even after the diary was destroyed, he didn't take it seriously. He believed no one could eliminate all his Horcruxes. By the time he realized his mistake, it was too late. Or maybe he simply couldn't. Voldemort's soul was unstable. He himself admitted that every split weakened him. Another fragmentation might have killed him. By the final battle, he relied on an artificial body. A new Horcrux could have been his end rather than his salvation. There's another detail. Horcruxes didn't just protect him, they tied him to the world. But Voldemort couldn't control them. If a new Horcrux fell into the wrong hands, it would have been a weakness, not an advantage. But even knowing he was dying, why didn't he try? The answer may lie not in magical logic, but in narrative logic. Rowling created a powerful villain, but he needed to lose. If he could have made another Horcrux, the story wouldn't have reached its climax. But imagine if he had made a new Horcrux. What object would he have chosen? Whom would he have killed? Or did he simply not dare? Perhaps he feared not death, but what would happen to his soul if he tore it apart once more?
What do you think? Why didn't he create a new Horcrux? Is there even a single reason why Voldemort truly couldn't create a new Horcrux? Or does it all come down to his mistakes, fears, and circumstances?
If he had the ability, it would be logical to assume that he would have at least tried. But since he didn't, something must have stopped him. Perhaps it was something greater than pride or overconfidence. Let's recall his final days. He was losing allies one by one. His Horcruxes were disappearing. He didn't know exactly how many remained, but he could feel himself becoming vulnerable. Panic was growing. He knew something was going wrong. And yet he never once attempted to create a new Horcrux. That means he either couldn't or understood that it was pointless. There's a theory that Horcruxes function as a network. Voldemort's soul was split but still connected. The destruction of one fragment affected the entire structure. Each destroyed Horcrux weakened him, perhaps even thinning the magical bond that kept him tethered to this world. If that were the case, creating a new Horcrux wouldn't have saved him. He would have been incomplete, not a true immortal, but merely a shadow of himself. But what if he could have done it, yet was too afraid? This may seem illogical for Voldemort, who claimed to know no fear, but he was aware that his soul had become unstable. After his resurrection in the Riddle graveyard, he did not appear truly strong. His body was artificial, created through a potion, and his soul was already shattered into pieces. What would have happened if he had tried to split it again? Perhaps he would have simply vanished, drowned in his own darkness. There is another aspect, rarely discussed. Voldemort was a brilliant wizard, but his magic was built on destruction. He did not understand love, did not value friendship, and despised basic human emotions. The irony is that these very things made him vulnerable. He never saw Harry Potter as a true threat because he did not believe in sacrificial magic. He never considered the possibility of error because he was convinced he had planned for everything. As his Horcruxes were destroyed, he saw it as a betrayal of fate, but not as his own mistake. He was furious, but he never sought alternative solutions. That was his greatest weakness. Perhaps if he had acknowledged his mistake earlier, he could have found a way to protect himself. But history played out differently. Voldemort never made a new Horcrux because he was blind to reality. He lost not because he couldn't, but because he refused to accept the truth. But what if he had another chance? If he had realized his mistake, would he have dared to split his soul again? Or would he have understood that he had already gone too far?